This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Brought to you by Priority Automotive.
Outstanding. The result, a 42-28 Old Dominion win, and with it the Monarchs all but locked up a spot in the NCAA playoffs. But there is still one regular season game left against perennial national power William and Mary tomorrow. What can we expect? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. And Coach, you've beaten every other Virginia team that you faced this year. How important is it to your program to finish that sweep against William and Mary?
Well, it's very important because William and Mary has set the standard for football in Hampton Roads. Coach Laycock and his staff have been together a long time. He's been there coaching over 30 years, Bruce. They've had 21 winning seasons, 17 playoff appearances, and that's where we want to get to as a program, that level of winning and that level of consistency.
All right, a quick look back at the Richmond game. Your freshman quarterback, Taylor Heineke, outstanding, beating the Spiders, 3 deep coverage, and he spread the ball around. I think everybody on the offense caught a pass last week except the lineman.
He did spread it around, as you mentioned. He was 34 for 47, Bruce, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran the ball 5 times for 48 yards. And you mentioned spreading the ball around. We had 9 different receivers catch the ball, and that was critical because they did play a lot of 3 down, drop 8. He had to take a lot of underneath throws, led by Reed Evans with a school record 12 catches. Just an excellent job by everybody involved with that game.
Now, I thought your defense did a very good job against Aaron Corp, who just might be an NFL caliber quarterback there at Richmond, especially in the second half when your defense seems to shine.
You're right. To hold him for 24 for 43, 56% completion, which below his season average. And you mentioned the second half, Bruce. In the last 3 games since the Towson game, Villanova, we've shut him out in the second half. James Madison, we've shut him out in the second half. And in this game, Richmond only allowing 6 points. Outstanding job by Coach Rundo and our defensive staff making adjustments at halftime when we see new things in the game, and then our defensive players responding and playing better in the second half. We've really shown improvement in that area.
One thing that I wanted to bring up about the special teams, they get their 7th block last week. That's pretty impressive.
That is. Right now, we're 3rd nationally in blocks, and it's definitely having an effect on the games, Bruce. And with our special teams, our approach is the special teams is our all-star team. And what we mean by that is that's the best of offense and defense coming together on special teams to perform. Everybody on our team is involved in special teams. We start meetings with it. We start practices. Everybody has a role, and our players are really embracing that role, and we'll need a good performance tomorrow.
Even the head coach is involved with that. Let's talk about tomorrow's opponent, William and Mary. I don't care what their record is. They are still one of the best teams in the country. No
question. There's a reason why they were preseason #1 in our conference. Bruce, they've had 3 heartbreaking losses. This team's 4-5. They could easily be 7-2. When you start with William and Mary, you start with Jonathan Grimes. I've been involved in the CAA, Bruce, for 24 years, and this is one of my all-time favorite players because of how he plays the game. He plays it the right way. He blocks, he runs, he catches, and every time he gets up, he hands the ball to the official and he plays the next play. Offensively, they've shown tremendous improvement in the last 3 games. They're improving in terms of points scored and yardage. Then you look at their defense, Bruce. This defense is #2 in the league in scoring defense and total defense, and they're very good on special teams. This will be a major challenge tomorrow.
I personally think Jonathan Grimes is one of the finest athletes ever to play in Hampton Roads. No third-year team has ever made the playoffs in NCAA history. Heading into your final regular season game, where does Old Dominion stand?
Well, based on the history of our league, Bruce, when you look the last 8 years, a team from the CAA has either won the national championship or been in the national championship game. There's either 4 or 5 teams in every year. So based on that, history has shown if you get to 7 wins, you're in the conversation. If you get to 8 wins, you're in. And I'm confident at this point that we're in the national championship tournament.
All right. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but Craig Wilkins had another great game last week, and Chris Reckling joins us with an up-close view of this outstanding player.
While Old Dominion has quickly made a name for itself as an offensive-minded team, don't slouch on the defense. A defense built on stopping the run first, and one of the leaders is linebacker Craig Wilkins.
Our coaches enforce that, especially Coach Rondo. The first thing we worry about is stopping the run. If you stop the run and make teams one-dimensional, it makes the game much easier. And with our defensive line, it's easy. We know they're going to get the job done up front, so it's just us as a back seven to follow up with their lead.
At 6'2", 225 pounds, the redshirt junior has been a team captain since the 2009 season. Last year, he led the team in tackles. He says he would like to make a name for himself in the ultra-competitive CAA.
I'm playing up to the goals that I set for myself this season. I set high goals. I hopefully want to be an all-conference linebacker because this conference has great linebackers, like 2 linebackers from UNH. Kid has 120-some tackles. I want to be up there named with the top linebackers in the league.
Wilkins is from Washington, D.C. His major is sports management. Right now, he'd like nothing more than continue to manage a winning season directly into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a pretty special run. I mean, it's not that surprising to us as a team because this is what we work hard for. It feels good to be in this position this time of year, knowing that Saturday probably won't be the last time we play. And it gives our seniors hopefully another chance to have another game.
Chris Reckling reporting for the Old Dominion Football Show.
Coach, what would you do without number 12?
He's such a special person, number one, Bruce. I mean, look at this. He's going to be a 4-year captain of this program, 2009, 10, 11. He's going to be a captain again next year. Excellent student, and he's one of the most competitive football players I've been around. I'm really proud of his growth and development.
We get to watch him for one more year. Still to come. It is Chris Burnett's job to get after the quarterback. It's Ali Lucia's job to get Chris smiling during the 1-minute drill. And we're going to take you to the white lot outside of Foreman Field where these folks are crazy as we meet our tailgaters of the week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Chris, are you nervous?
A little bit, but I'm good.
First question, if you could date any celebrity, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's so many. Right now, probably Megan Good.
And if you could be any celebrity, who would you be?
Oh, that's another tough one. Could that count as an athlete as well, or?
Athlete counts.
Well, probably everybody said like Glenn Davis from the Celtics, so probably Big Baby, because everybody call me Big Baby anyway. So.
Do you speak any foreign languages?
I know a little bit of Spanish. That's about it, but I haven't done any of it since I've been in college. So.
Hablo español un poco.
Sí.
Sí. Muy bien.
Sí.
Vacation spot. If you could go anywhere on a vacay, where would you go?
Probably to Brazil, just to lay out on the beach. And I'll probably just spend the rest of my life there if I could.
That's going to wrap things up for this 1-minute drill.
Do they have football teams in Brazil, Coach?
If they did, he would definitely be a starter.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
He is, and he's having an outstanding year for us, Bruce. He doesn't get as much attention as Ronnie Cameron, but he's right there with Ronnie, and those two players really help each other inside.
I'll tell you what, good defensive line. No rain whatsoever last week against Richmond, and that made for some fun pregame festivities. Let's head to the white lot for our tailgaters of the week.
We're so happy to be here at the ODU University of Richmond football game, and we are cranking up. We're going for the Monarchs. We're in the white lot right here just at Alcorn Avenue and ready to just crank up. Again, ODU is going to win. Thank you very much. In our spread, we've got oysters. We've got hot damn barbecued chicken, shrimp and grits. We've got tuna bites. We've got ribs. We've got cornbread. Some Snickers and some Skittles from Halloween. Awesome. Thank you. Happy ODU football. ODU! 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 ATO! 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 Thanks for having us.
And ATO got some love. Hey, still to come, Coach Wilder answers your questions and gives us his priorities of the game against William and Mary.
They've had to come from behind. They've held a lead. They've done different things, but they found a way to win, and obviously winning breeds confidence, and they look to be a very confident team.
William and Mary coach Jimmy Laycock talking about Old Dominion. Coach, how does it help your program if you can beat another CAA team in your market?
Well, having already beaten teams that are in Virginia, Hampton, James Madison, Richmond, William and Mary is right up there at the top or definitely near the top with how strong their program is year in and year out. So from the standpoint of recruiting, your fan base, everybody involved to beat an outstanding program like William and Mary, who we lost to last year 21-17. That would be a big step for Old Dominion's football program.
A quick question. You were picked to finish near the bottom of the conference this year.
Right.
Now you're going to the playoffs. How much do you expect that to help you in recruiting after the season's over?
Oh, there's no question. That's a huge bonus for recruiting. The fact we're 8-2 right now, we're ranked number 11 in the country. As I'm talking to recruits on the phone, and our coaches are, they're excited with our program. They know more about Old Dominion football right now, and that's helped us immensely in recruiting.
Well, we'll see what happens. Now, the tough questions, Coach, from the fans. It's time for the Coach's Corner. And Keith from Suffolk wants to know, outside of the CAA, who are some of the tougher teams in the FCS nationally this season?
Yeah, good question. You have to start with the top 3 teams in the country: North Dakota State, Montana State, and Sam Houston State. They're the 3 highest ranked teams, and those are the teams that have the inside track to winning a national championship. Thanks for the question.
Now, Brent from Norfolk wants to know if you were surprised that your former team, Maine, is in contention for a conference title, and if ODU played them, would the Monarchs win right now?
Well, Brent, I'm not surprised at all where they are. This is a good football team. They're well coached, and if we did play Maine, I'd feel the same as I do every game we go into, having confidence in our players and staff that we can find a way to win. Thanks for the question.
And Vince from Norfolk says, is it me, or does ODU have more quality depth than most CAA teams? It seems it's a different receiver or running back making big plays throughout the season. We talked about that considering the fact that you had 9 different receivers catch passes last week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question and a great point by you. We challenge our backup ones, those players that aren't starters, to be ready to go every week, because you never know when your moment's going to come. And to this point, our depth right now, our backup ones have been performing well, particularly with the injuries we've had on defense. And I'm excited about the way our players compete. If you're a competitor, you want to play. Thanks for the question.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds, Coach. What are your priorities for tomorrow's game?
Well, the number one priority we have is we've got to come out and play our game. We've got to play fast and physical. That's Old Dominion football. Number 2, we've got to win the battle of special teams. This is an excellent special team unit by William and Mary. And then the third thing is to win the field position battle. Field position will be critical in this game. What I mean by that is average drive start for both teams. Those are the priorities for tomorrow's game.
All right, Old Dominion against William and Mary tomorrow at noon, the final regular season game. I think there are going to be some Old Dominion fans out there. Coach, good luck.
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next.
See you 12th Monarchs.
Friday night for the Old Dominion Football Show. Have a great weekend, everybody.